Blog Talk Radio.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Minions, and welcome to you all on this. Well, if you're in Indianapolis like we are, high atop the Balance Studios in the west suburbs of Indianapolis, we are having a rainy Saturday morning, but that's okay. We're good to go. Welcome aboard. My name is Tom Marquis, El Presidente. We're doing this thing called The Balance. We do it every Saturday morning. Hopefully we'll be joined by Matthew Embry, WSBT in South Bend. But, hey, the Sweet 16 is finished. We are getting ever so closer to the Final Four. Ciao. Brackets busted all to heck yesterday. On the second night of the big stage, the big dance, number one seed was vanquished. Can I use that word? Vanquished was disappeared. Michigan State cruised on. Duke's fate came down to the last shot, and Kentucky was pushed to the brink. It was March Madness on a Friday night. My name is Tom Marquis, El Presidente. We're going to be breaking down the March Madness over the next hour. And then also we're going to be talking with Ed Kratz, beat writer for the Philadelphia Eagles, and our official NFL contributor. We're going to be talking with him about the NFL owners meeting, some free agency moves, and the Eagles picked up a running back that underneath the radar. My name is Tom Marquis, El Presidente. 917-889-8516 is my digits. We'll be right back.
Tonight.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
And welcome back to the Bell. It's time to kick things off. March Madness keeps rolling along. We're going to break down all of the Sweet 16 action. Joining us now is Matthew Embry, WSBT up in South Bend, Notre Dame country as well. How are you, sir?
Well, it's been pretty busy. I tell you what, I think a lot of people are going to be very curious to see can Purdue finally put the act together. In fact, heck, who knows? Maybe Gene Cady will jump out of his seat and get to the sidelines and try to coach his way if Matt Painter can't get the job done. Because it seemed like even from his seat during the Sweet 16 game, Cady was coaching from his seat, it seemed like.
It sure looked like that. I tell you what, though. I'm obviously, by nature, I'm not a Purdue fan, but I'm rooting for them in the March Madness, and hopefully they'll go. They're not a championship caliber team. I don't think so, but yet we saw North Carolina fall last night. We'll get into that game here in just a minute. But what's kind of good to see an iconic coach like that on the sidelines, and that's something you'll never see with Bobby Knight and IU. So there's something to be said for that. And Gene Cady, man, you're right. He's a legend, and he handpicked Matt Painter to. But let's give credit to where credit's due. Let's start with that game since it is our hometown here. We're based in Indiana, although we're a national show. We're all over the United States, but we love our Indiana teams. Purdue has really came from behind. A lot of people. I mean, at the beginning of the season, I don't think anybody thought Purdue would be where they are at now, and here they are going on to the Elite Eight, and they knocked off Tennessee, which by all accounts is a championship or we thought was at least a Final Four type team. So let's talk a little bit about that game. Came all the way down to overtime. Tennessee had that, kind of gave it away. Let's break that game down by the numbers in Sweet 16, how Purdue got into the Elite Eight.
Well, I tell you what, Purdue got very lucky there. I mean, you blow an 18-point lead, almost a la Tennessee blowing a 25-point lead against Iowa, and it goes to overtime and they win. Give Ryan Klein credit. The guy wouldn't miss. Had a career game at the perfect time. Carson Edwards with another performance. Hard to believe now that he is the only player now since Steph Curry was at Davidson to have 4 consecutive 25-point or more games in NCAA tournament play. He is now the only player besides Steph Curry in that time frame to have 4 games of 25 points or more.
You know, I did see that stat, and it totally slipped my brain. So thanks for bringing that up to us. So let's get into some of these games with Purdue. Purdue moves on now. Let's talk a little bit about this Gonzaga Florida State game. Florida State Seminoles, we thought was going to be a real deal, but at the same time, we also knew that they were playing Gonzaga. Gonzaga is again, I think a lot of people have them, and I know in one of my brackets I have them in a Final Four, and I know a lot of people do have them in a Final Four. Let's talk about the Florida State Gonzaga Bulldogs.
I think Stephen A. Smith hit the nail on the head. I don't know if you watched First Take yesterday morning or not, but he said clearly, and it was clear, these are two teams that are not what we thought they were. Gonzaga could not shoot the lights out. They gave Florida State every reason to be able to beat them on Thursday night, and they couldn't do it. And I think we saw that plain and clear. And I think you look at who's in the catbird seat in that West region. If Texas Tech can get some act together and start shooting, I mean, they didn't necessarily need it against Michigan, who only put up 44 points somehow, some way on Thursday night. I had Texas Tech going in that regional. If you mention, as you recall, I mentioned last show, I think they could pull it off against the Gonzaga team. I think Gonzaga's got to shoot the ball better. Guys like Norvell Jr. have got to get their act together because they can't get it done and get the points on the board. Texas Tech's just one team with their defense that just lulls you to sleep, and then they get the job done on their own and put you away. I think Gonzaga's got to get off to a good start in this game. Michigan couldn't do it. I think Gonzaga does. They should be able to get to the Final Four, but if they come out flat like Michigan did, the Red Raiders, I think, have a very good chance to get all the way to the Final Four for, I think, the first time ever. I don't think they've ever gotten that far in their history.
No, I think you're absolutely right. And I mean, you had the number 3 and the number 2 against Michigan. I have to freely admit, in one of my brackets, that's the beauty of filling out multiple brackets. You're going to win somewhere along the road, and you're going to lose somewhere along the road. I just really wanted to see a Big Ten team go. I thought it would be Michigan. Turns out it might be Purdue that goes to the Final Four, if not a championship game. We want to see a Big Ten team in the championship, just because I'm a Big Ten kind of guy. But Michigan really kind of let us down, don't you think?
I'm not surprised.
And you cover
like
Michigan,
I said,
so you probably know better.
That they would not beat Texas Tech, but I did not think they would only put up 44 points. That's the thing, though. I thought it would be a much closer game, and Texas Tech was able to do just enough to beat them and beat them convincingly when Michigan just kept stubbing its toes. They just could not make any shots when they needed it, and I think John Beilein said it all after the game on the Thursday press conference. They just came out and laid an egg.
Well, that's your neck of the woods. I know you cover the Michigan teams. That's kind of your backyard up there. So, I mean, what's kind of a shock to me? I guess I kind of thought that Michigan could beat Texas Tech, but I also just thought that they would have a better showing as well. But you talk about redemption. One has redeemed themselves, and probably 90% of the people who didn't pick for Virginia because of what happened last year in the March Madness is now kicking themselves in the junk and saying, oh goodness. But at the same time, if you're an Oregon fan, you got to be pretty happy at the showing that showed up, and they almost lost it against Oregon. Let's talk about Oregon and the Cavaliers, the Ducks and the Cavaliers.
If Oregon had found a way to beat the pack line, which they, I think, had every chance to be able to do it, they should be playing Purdue right now. Virginia, I still think, with their inability to score consistently, and while Jay Billis says that they have enough scoring power and firepower to do it, if Purdue can start making baskets and hit threes like they did on Thursday, I think Purdue can beat Virginia. I really do.
Well, they do.
The thing is, though, can Purdue, and I think this is the one thing that didn't catch them out the last 2 games, but they do a better job of guarding the perimeter because Villanova got some open looks and hit them. Tennessee got some open looks, hit him. Even Old Dominion got some open looks, hit him. If they could do a better job in controlling that, I think they have a very good chance of beating Virginia this evening. I really do.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be a good game, and there are two. Talking about our homers, there are two Indiana kids on that squad. One from Carmel and one from Lawrence Central.